Good day everyone, I am Iryne C, a thesis advisee of Professor Myrna G. Pabiona. Today, I will explain my conducted thesis entitled Comparison of Animal Manure Effectiveness on Soil Chemical Properties, Yield, and Root Growth of Amaranthus cruentus.
Abstract: A pet and field experiments were conducted to compare the effects of dairy cow, goat, and poultry manures on soil available levels of nitrogen and phosphorus, as well as to African spinach yield and root growth. Pot experiment lasted for 1 month, whereas field experiment was conducted over 3 monthly crop cycles. Comparison of the responses from the three manures. Pot experiments revealed that for all the parameters evaluated, the trend was poultry manure is greater than goat manure and goat manure is greater than dairy cow manure. This was largely attributed to differences in total nitrogen, total phosphorus, CN and CP ratios of the amendments. Field experiment results revealed that responses were highest after the third crop harvest, suggesting that mineralization of organic nitrogen and phosphorus increased with time. Introduction: The African spinach was chosen as the test crop due to its nutritional and economic importance in most parts of Tanzania. Efficient utilization of animal manure requires thorough understanding of the relationship between crop responses and availability of nutrients in the soil following animal manure application. Furthermore, there is also a need for comparing different types of animal manures and their similar field conditions. This is important in coming up with indications on manure recommendations. The current study was therefore carried out in order to compare the different and the effectiveness of poultry, goat, and dairy cow manure on soil availability of nitrogen and phosphorus, as well as the African spinach yield and root growth after the initial application of the manures. Materials and methods used in the study. The study was conducted at Sokoine University of Agriculture during the 2018 growing season. Soil samples from the top 0 to 20 cm were collected from the experimental site for laboratory analysis and pot experiment. The samples were randomly collected to represent the experimental area. Seeds were sown by broadcasting at the rate of 2 kg per hectare. The treatments were control or no manure, dairy cow, goat, and poultry manures, each at three rates, namely 100 kg N per hectare, 150 kg N per hectare, and 170 kg N per hectare. Replicated 3 times for pot experiment and 4 times for field experiment using split plot designs. In a pot experiment, this study was conducted with the objective of comparing the effects of the three animal manures on soil available levels of nitrogen and phosphorus, as well as the amaranthus shoot dry matter yield and root growth. 4 kilograms of air-dried soil from the field experimental site was weighed into plastic pots and mixed with the animal manures. The pots were then watered using distilled water and to approximately field capacity. Thinning was done to 10 plants per pot 7 days after emergency. In the field experiment, it was conducted to compare the effects of the three animal manures on amaranthus shoot dry matter yield and soil available levels of nitrogen and phosphorus under field conditions. The experiment was conducted over a period of 3 crop cycles, each lasting for 1 month. The experimental site was plowed and harrowed, which has a plot size of 4 meter by 1.5 meter.
Statistical Analysis. The data from each experiment were analyzed using the microcomputer statistical program. Duncan's new multiple range test or DNMRT was used to compare difference between treatment means. Linear correlations for various variables were carried out according to the procedures described by Steele and Torrey in 1984.
Results and discussion. In a PAT experiment, the effect of animal manures on soil available levels of nitrogen and phosphorus after harvesting are presented in figures 1 and 2. There was a significant manure application rate interaction suggesting variation in the effectiveness of the amendments at different rates of application. Soil available nitrogen and phosphorus significantly increased with increasing rate of manure application for each manure type. The highest rate of application, which is 170 kg, resulted in highest effect on soil available levels of nitrogen and phosphorus for all manure types. Amaranthus shoot dry matter yield results are shown in Figure 3. Yields were significantly increased by the applications of the three animal manures and increased with increasing application rate. The effects of the three manure types on two variables differed significantly except for the lowest rate of application, which is 100 kg per hectare, where there was no significant difference, and the trend is the effects of the manure types on these two variables was poultry manure is greater than goat manure and goat manure is greater than dairy cow manure. Results of soil available levels of N and P after harvesting are presented in Table 2. There was a significant manure type application rate interaction during the first and third crop cycles, suggesting variation in effectiveness of the three manures at different rates of application. Irrespective of the types of animal manure, soil available levels of nitrogen and phosphorus significantly increase with rates of application during both first and third crop cycles. The levels of available nitrogen and phosphorus after the third crop cycles were significantly higher for all manure types compared to those of the first crop cycle. The yields increased over successive harvests during the 3 months of the experiment. Highest yield was obtained during the third harvest and lowest yields during the first harvest. This was consistent with the results of the soil available N and P, which indicate that the highest levels of available nitrogen and phosphorus were obtained after the third crop harvest. Conclusion. Results of the PAT experiment indicated that applications of the three animal manures significantly increased the chemical soil properties evaluated. Irrespective of the manure type, soil available levels of nitrogen and phosphorus increased with increasing rates of application. The results also revealed variations among the three manures, and the trend was poultry manure is greater than goat manure and goat manure is greater than dairy cow manure. Recommendations. The study recommended that poultry manure could be a very attractive fertilizer alternative particularly for annual crops with short growth cycles such as amaranthus. Results of the study should, however, be confirmed under different field conditions and for longer experimental duration.
These are the references used in the study. Thank you very much and may God bless us all.